Hello, my name is Ruth Byrne and I'm writing a book about Moses. The idea first came to me my junior year of high school. I had decided I wanted to read through the Bible in a year, and so I started reading this special Bible reading plan that was made just for that purpose. I decided that I was going to use my imagination and bring the already vivid words to life inside of my head, to take time when I was reading through each passage and imagine it, picture it in my head as if it was happening right then. Because the words were so beautiful, I found it easy to lose myself in the stories. The characters came alive. I found myself immersed in the saga of Genesis, of Abraham and Isaac, how God called a nation out of one man. It was just so beautiful. And then I came to Exodus. For the first time, I discovered a Moses who was more than just the baby in the Nile and the stern, white-bearded guy with the Ten Commandments. He became someone real to me, a man with hopes and dreams, and throughout all of the struggles that life threw at him, just this incredible faith and trust in God. When it came to the part where Moses died, I actually found myself in tears over how bittersweet it was. He was so close to the promised land. He'd spent so many years with his people, but now here at the entrance, he chose to just walk away. He chose to follow God. I found myself asking, how did he do it? How did he do it? I had found myself connected to this man in a way that I'd never experienced before. I found that I could relate with him through the struggles that he'd had. Even the little bit that was in the Bible was just so rich. But there were still so many questions left unanswered. Like, how did Moses grow up as a child in Egypt? What was his childhood like? How did he grow up in the palace, Was he in the army? What was his experience? What was his training? What did they teach them back in Egypt, I had all these questions. And then, what the heck was he doing those 40 years in the wilderness? That's when I had a great idea. What if I wrote a book about Moses, taking this black and white skeleton that the Bible gives, and then adding to it, from research, all the things that we know about ancient Egypt, how they taught people, and then also Jewish culture and Jewish history, and then taking the last bit and painting in the color with imagination, telling the story with a whole new perspective. The idea interested me for about a week or so, but you have to understand that as a writing individual, I'm constantly thinking of new story plots or ideas that I could use. However, as other ideas came and went, this one stuck. I even found myself thinking about it at times when I wasn't really interested in Moses anymore. When the idea just didn't go away, that's when I started thinking, maybe this is something more, Maybe this is something God's calling me to do. And then once I latched onto that idea, I immediately backpedaled. I was like, no, God, I don't want to do this. Choose somebody else. I'm not qualified. I'm 17. I was 17 at the time. I'm 17. I have no experience writing books. I've written, but this is a novel, And if you want me to do it for you, I could mess up. It could have turned out terrible, I was like, God, choose somebody else. But he was persistent. It just didn't go away. And so, after a lot of time spent praying and struggling, I finally said, okay, God, I'll do this for you. But you're going to have to provide everything in order to make it happen. So that I can know that this is you, you're going to have to provide everything along every step of the way. Give me the inspiration, the motivation, and everything. That's how we'll know that it's you. And let me tell you, ever since I prayed that prayer, it's been a wild ride. So many things have happened that just lead me to believe that this is something God wants me to do. So many miraculous circumstances, just so many opportunities that I know I never could have achieved on my own. For example, I had the amazing opportunity to go to Egypt, to do research there, seeing the palaces and the buildings that Moses would have seen growing up as a child. It was amazing, let me tell you. I have so many stories to tell, and I'm so excited to share them with you. That brings us to why I made this channel. I want this channel to be a place where I can share with you the story of how this book comes to life. I want to share with you the research, not the boring stuff, but the beautiful gems that God shows me the insights into the story of the Bible that you've never thought of before. You'll get to watch as the characters come to life. You'll get to read excerpts as I write. You'll get to see how a book is made from beginning to end, how you create the characters, the plot, the story, and how all the research works. This isn't the sort of thing you get invited to do every single day. I think it's a chance of a lifetime, and I know you'll have lots of fun if you join me. Plus, you'll get to know a little bit more about me as a person. I love to travel, I love to draw, but more than that, I just love talking about my favorite subjects, which is God and Moses in life, and just sharing the beautiful insights that God shows me as I study His Word. So, what do you say? Does that sound like fun? Of course it does. Click the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.